It is Friday, October 31st, 2020. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Even though you're probably seeing this like maybe mid-November, but happy Halloween nonetheless. And look at the lighting I have today. So I think I might have mentioned that I live in downtown Toronto in a building that is constantly uh, inundated or just like constantly invaded by construction. And the construction sounds, they start construction at 6 in the morning. And I don't know, and probably a lot of videos you actually have heard the construction sounds. But every so often, I think a crane positions itself in such a way that the light bounces off of different buildings, and I get like this kind of different lighting from the outside. And on top of that, I do also have some very like basic like lighting set up to light my face a little bit better. So we have a little bit of lighting that's a little bit different. It'll probably change by the end of this video. Well, take that. I'm sure that was really fascinating. Sorry about that, but lighting it can make a big difference. So I guess I'll start off today. Oh no, I'll start off today by saying that I am completely overwhelmed by the response that these videos have been getting. I think that I started posting these videos earlier this week. The times, I'll be honest with you, this week has just been completely blending together. This has been one of the strangest weeks. I mean, it's been a strange month and a half, 2 months, bunch of months in different varying ways. But this past week specifically, a lot's gone on. And but one of the things that I did start doing was posting these videos. I've been, as I'm sure if you're following along, you may know that I started recording these before I started posting them. And, by the time that I did start posting them, it turns out that I ended up amassing like about a month's worth of videos. So I am, in this moment anyway, whenever I have an opportunity, get them together and posting them in chunks. But I'll be honest with you, when I first started to think about doing this, about sharing my journey, there's always a part of me that's like, I want to share a story that's maybe outside of the conventional, outside of what many of us might be thinking as our sort of like our everyday lives, because there are also these kinds of life experiences that are happening that we might not always think about or consider or have within our consciousness. And so I think that stories, like human stories, individual stories, to be told and to be known, I think can be a powerful thing. And I wanted to share this particular journey, but also because I've learned a lot throughout my relatively short 46 years so far, whether it's through just life experiences or through my experiences of working as a psychotherapist for the last however many years. And just to have all that kind of come together at this time in my life where I am in this final chapter, and it's almost like I was talking to a very, very good friend last night, telling her that it feels like, and she's mentioned this as well, like that it's culminated to prepare me for this in some ways. But let me, I'm sorry for all the rambling that I do in these videos, but let me just say that when I started posting these videos, there was a part of me that's like, why am I doing this? Who's gonna care? And I would talk to the people around me who love and care for me, and they're like, it's for us, or it's for, either it's for us or it's for you, but just tell your story. And it turns out that telling my story has resonated with more people than I could have imagined, um, and the responses that I've been getting privately and publicly on the YouTube channel has been phenomenal. I am so incredibly thankful to every one of you who have reached out in some way, shape, or form to let me know that that you care, and that there's something in these ramblings that touch you and have meaning for you, and more than anything, that somehow me um, is resonating somehow with you. Thank you so much. So I want to mention the few people who have made left some comments on some of my videos, because I feel like, okay, like if they're leaving comments on YouTube, that maybe I can publicly just mention them, but I'm thankful and grateful for everyone who has reached out in the different ways that you have to just let me know that you care and love me. So again, like, just so incredibly touched by that. So I think firstly, a few months ago, and I think I might have mentioned it in a different video, but I had talked to borderline dad who has borderline personality disorder, and I spoke to him about his experiences in his life. Unfortunately, with all the COVID stuff that went on, I didn't end up using that particular podcast episode, and I hope that but I do hope that in the future I will have an opportunity to put some of all of the podcasts that I didn't end up using, the interviews that I didn't end up using or publishing, onto this YouTube channel, so that they are there, because they've all been such wonderful conversations that I had with these folks. And there's I think a few of them that I would like to definitely have it available for folks to be able to hear and have. So Borderline Dad, thank you for your message. Brigitte, thank you for your message. It's been a while since we've had an opportunity to connect in person, but I hope you're doing well, and thank you so much for your message and your thoughts, and for the message that I got through another channel, and I very much appreciate you thinking about me. And Shaft and Paul K, I think that you've come, and again, both of your comments is very much appreciated. And I do believe that you came from Matt Bridger, him sharing this channel with his subscribers. And my goodness, first of all, I hadn't checked my channel for a few days. I started putting up videos earlier this week, as I mentioned, and then I was just sort of like kind of blindsided by the fact that I was going to start chemotherapy a day earlier than I had originally intended, and I was going to actually try to put up a couple more videos on Wednesday night. But I was just overwhelmed with everything that was going on. Didn't happen. So didn't look at my channel on Wednesday, nor Thursday, and nor most of Friday, just because chemo, I guess, and just sort of, sorting out what it is to go through chemo, and the tiredness and all the stuff that comes along with it. I have a bunch of new routines. I'll talk about it at a different time, but yeah, so when I checked my account later on, I think toward the end of Friday, I was just blown away by this jump in numbers of people who have watched the videos, subscriber counts. I was like, what happened? And saw that Matt Bridger had commented, and he's somebody who does have a YouTube presence, quite a YouTube presence, and as a result of that, I had reached out to him earlier this year to talk to him. We had a lovely conversation for a couple of hours plus maybe, and it was going to be a two-part podcast episode, but COVID stuff hit and just a whole bunch of other things. And I guess my health stuff actually started, I think, like way earlier in the year. I'm just feeling not myself. But at any rate, this is all sorts of things, but just like in some ways, like the conversation that I had with the borderline dad, Matt's episodes didn't end up becoming part of the archives, I guess. But it is my hope and my plan to be able to put up those conversations on this YouTube channel so that they are available, because I really enjoyed talking to Matt, and he is such a good soul. I really enjoyed connecting with him, a few months ago and getting to know him that way. But then to just experience this generosity of him sharing my channel to his subscribers, I found out later on as I was scrolling through my YouTube app on my phone. I realized that he had posted this message about me and this channel, and I'm so grateful that a few people have found me, including Matt, and in his warm thoughts and his wishes my way. But also, I think two folks in particular with whom I've been commenting a little bit more with, and one would be Denise in California, who loves Snoopy, or has a mom who loves Snoopy, and a best friend that also loves Snoopy. So her mom loves Peanuts, and her best friend loves Snoopy. So here's a little bit of Snoopy love sent your way, Denise. Thank you so much for all your comments and your warm wishes. And I also wanted to talk about Catherine, who turns out is local-ish to me. It's incredible, right? I mean, a man in England who has a love for Las Vegas connects two women warriors who are relatively close, at least in the same province, as some frame of reference that's similar. It's incredible, and Catherine has been so warm and generous in her comments and her sharing of her experiences, and like the fact that within this short period of time of putting up these videos, that already like just so many incredible connections, and just feeling so much of the support that people have for me, and I hope that people know that I support them as well. And Catherine, I know that one of the things that you had mentioned in your comments, and again, like, you're seeing this, like, if you are watching this a few weeks ahead, but that you had reminded me of the blue moon this Halloween evening, and we will be, my husband and I and my good friend Akiko, socially distanced, will be trying to find a spot, a good, hopefully a non-cloudy, good viewing spot for the blue moon this evening. So thank you again for your recommendation and all of the love that you send my way, and I send all of it back to you and your network, and all the folks that are engaged in the engaged in the managing and figuring out and working through and living through this particular disease and all its iterations. With that said, my particular experience, my particular first round of chemo is about to conclude, at least from the perspective of the medication, the chemotherapy aspect of it being run through my body. So this pump that I think I might have shown earlier, this is scheduled to be disconnected a little bit later this afternoon. There's a balloon on the inside. I'm not going to be able to show you, I don't think, like very well. There's a balloon on the inside that's supposed to completely deflate. Excuse me. And once that's all, that means that all the medication as part of this particular treatment will be concluded, and that once that's done, I can have this bottle disconnected from me. And it's been interesting. I have a whole host of drugs that I am taking to help manage all of this. So far, I'm okay, doing okay. There's tiredness, but nothing unmanageable. Some worries about mouth sores. So I now have a completely new oral hygiene. I have a whole new oral hygiene routine that is very specific and a little bit time consuming every time I put anything solid in my mouth. I have also sort of sourced out certain mouth rinses and water picks and stuff like that to just help keep my mouth as hygienic as possible, to try to maybe make that routine a little bit easier. I had read about a few people's experience with oil pulling with coconut oil that apparently helps with mouth sores, and so that's another thing that I've been doing as well, is oil pulling for 20 minutes twice a day. There is a concern that I have some tenderness on the tip of my tongue, so that's something that I'm sending some love and care to the tip of my tongue so that it doesn't hopefully develop into anything else than just maybe some tenderness and some sensitivity. And the thing, so my cold sensitivity is still something that I'm feeling and managing. I don't like to wear socks because I'm somebody who, I think I might have mentioned this before, I consider and identify as somebody who is highly sensitive. And one of the traits of being highly sensitive is tactile sensational things, is like very sensitive to those things. So like whether it be materials or whether it be like certain kinds of pressures, things like that, I have like a sensitivity to. So I don't like socks because socks feel constricting to my feet. But right now, if I just walk around, so my preference is to walk around barefoot where I can, like at home. But based on the wooden flooring that we have and the tile in the bathroom, it's just it's too painful or weird. When I stepped into the bathroom for the first time after I got home from the first set of injections at the hospital, it felt like I stepped onto an ice rink. It was so cold. And so this and then touching other things and stuff like that. So it's like, wow, like this is surprising how quickly actually the onset had been and how extreme it is or how intense it is. So that was pretty surprising. I mean, I think for the most part I was kind of told about it, but yeah. So wooden floors, tiles, wow. And putting my hand on like a glass that might have the glass itself or the drink within it, if it's not room temperature, um, if it's colder than room temperature, then my hands are gonna feel it. It's almost like Mr. Freeze. Isn't it? Is that the guy, the Batman villain or something? It's like everything I touch feels colder than it is. So, in fact, my mouth actually feels in itself like a refrigerator. Like, so if I put um, room temperature liquid in my mouth, it actually starts to feel like I'm drinking something cold. I think I might have mentioned that yesterday. The one thing that I didn't mention, and I don't know exactly what this is about, is that the first bite of anything solid that I take, my jaw just kind of like does like it has this pain, as though like yeah, it's very strange. And the first few times I remember going, oh yeah, I have to remember that my first bite, I'm going to experience that weird sensation. Well, I've been forgetting the last few times. And so this morning, I had some cornbread for breakfast, and I, kind of gnawed down on it. And I took a bite of it, and the next thing you know, I'm like, oh no, I forgot about that thing. And so like it's just this first bite, and just getting through this first bite, it is so strange, and that's something that I haven't come across. So there you go. This might be something that you may experience as a result of chemotherapy. So something it's just a lot of things to sort of keep in mind that might be a factor in how you feel about as a result of doing this. So I whoa, like already so much rambling that I do in these videos. But for those of you like following along and watching and even watching to this point, I want to thank you so much again for your support and for watching these videos and just sending and doing. And speaking of doing, and I'm sorry that I am sort of burying it in this later part of the video. I'll mention it some other time, probably a bunch of times. But my friend Akiko, who has, she and I have been friends for a very long time, more than half our lives. And she and her family have gotten together to support us in so many different ways. She's been just an incredible moral support, number one and foremost, and friend. But that she has organized for us to have meals when I'm going through treatment. And last night she delivered this amazing meal that was so delicious but so nutritious and so great. And I had some of that leftover cornbread from this from last night this morning, so I had something to eat with all this medication, and I should be eating anyway, but just I'm just so grateful in so many different ways that I was, again, like one of the ways in which I'm grateful is that I do have this amazing support around me. And I was speaking to, again, like this very dear friend last night, saying, amongst this like really shitty situation that this is, there have been so many gifts, and maybe gifts I'll never would have known about had this not happened. And these gifts are invaluable, they're priceless, and I'm so incredibly thankful for them. And if I don't know, it's if this is the I don't know which would be the yin or the yang, but if this is sort of the other side to this incredibly crappy situation, I'm still incredibly thankful for these gifts. But at any rate, I'll sign off here for now because, again, rambling on for all this time. Thank you so much for your support, and if you've gotten this far, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll start kind of mentioning stuff like my Instagram. If you'd like to see some of like what I've been doing and some stuff from my life before all of this, please follow along or see what's there. Instagram at Miyoyokoi, MIOYOKOI. If you would like to see maybe some of the ways in which my husband Joe has shown me his love for me over the years, it's at JB Loves Mio at Instagram. And if there are ways in which you would be open to supporting us in different ways, please subscribe, please share, please like these videos. Look at me turning into a YouTuber. And there are also other ways of supporting us as well, financially, should you be so generous. And those details are in the description box below. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I, as always, am sending all the love and care that I have, that I've been taking in, and so they're growing within me, and I get to send it back to you because I have so much love and care for everyone. And I hope that you show love and care to yourself first and foremost, and then to also know and to allow people to know your love and care for them too. So, and again, I'll also say, if you want to send more of them back to me, I'd be more than happy to receive them. So thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again real soon.